So before today, I had no idea who Mac DeMarco was. I looked him up, and he makes cool music, and he's most well known in the guitar pedal world for his use of vibrato pedals, and more recently, this. So in this interview with Music Tech, he says effect pedals are cheap pieces of shit with crappy electronics. All the pedals should be put in a big pile and we should light them on fire. As someone who's used countless effect pedals on film scores, soundtrack work, and video game projects, I'm trying to get to the bottom of why such a prominent artist who's known for using effect pedals would say that. So I'm gonna break down Mr. DeMarco's points to see if there's any weight to them. I'll also be calling in an expert. But first, I'm gonna start by throwing pedals into a fire. It actually looks pretty cool when you burn the enclosure, but it doesn't sound any different, so I don't know why he would say that.
I think he meant to, like, you throw the whole thing in with the electronics.
Yeah, but that would be pointless. It wouldn't work anymore then, so that would be pointless. Why would he say that? So just how crappy are the electronics and effect pedals? I am by no means an expert on this, so I called one in to shed some light on the subject.
Can you make a pretty good distortion pedal out of garbage components? Yes. Are some of the most famous and wonderful distortion pedals in the world made out of garbage components? 100%. Think about a Big Muff, right? It's one of my favorite pedals. It's dumb. It's big and goofy, and it's got a dumb name. I couldn't have a board without one. Big Muff is made of wishes and tears. And if you look inside, it is made out of the cheapest stuff that Mike could get. But it is magical, and people will, argue about which weird version is more magical because there's so many versions, because the design changed so much, because they were constantly just being like, what do we got to do to get more of these things made? And then you look at a builder, maybe like I'll use myself as an example, where like I use the most high-end parts I can get because they are reliable, repeatable, they're the lowest noise. A lot of the people I know who have really good ears are like, I can hear the difference.
So it seems like there's a big variety in the quality of pedal components, but some pretty amazing records have been made with pedals that have shitty stuff inside. Like if you asked me, would I rather use a real tape echo over a tape echo pedal? The answer is yeah, obviously I'd rather use a real tape echo, but not everyone has the means to have one of those. If you use outboard gear or plugins to get effects in the studio, you'd still probably need to bring some kind of pedal with you if you want to play your instrument live to get that sound. Which brings us to... So I think Mac DeMarco's point is becoming more clear to me now. He wants us to burn all the pedals that we have in the studio, but keep the ones that we use live. I mostly use all my pedals in the studio as outboard gear, and most of them make sounds that I couldn't get with plugins or other stuff, like this pedal. I've had one of these for a long time, and the vibrato on it makes these like really natural, string bendy kind of sounds that I haven't been able to find using much else, and now it's burned, so that looks pretty badass. Sometimes people don't give a lot of thought about what they say, even when they have good intentions. So I think we should take everything with a grain of salt and kind of just do what feels right, even if that includes throwing your pedals in a fire, because even that can be beautiful.